All right, what's up, you guys? Hopefully, everybody had a great day. Today, we had so much opportunities on the market to both direction, to go down and to go up. Today, we had the CPI data came out. Basically, is nothing interesting in it. Everything is aligned with expectations. Yet, the algos shoot up the market on pre-market, and as the market opened on heavy volume, we was flushing down, and we ended up with the yesterday tight range. But as I said, we had so much opportunity to make money the right way. We didn't have to just jump onto the train, trade like a cowboy, and hope our move's gonna continue, right? Yeah, definitely today those type of trades was working out. It give you the opportunity to make money the wrong way. And what that mean? Definitely you breaking your rules, right? Because when you just jumping, when you give into FOMO, you really have no place to put your stop. Or if you put your stop, that's a very, very wide stop. But again, if you did it the right way, you had opportunities. For me, I traded 9 times. Out of the 9, I have 8 of them a winner, 1 loser, and the 2-day gains is about double the size as the previous best winner on this small account. So for me, it's an excellent day. Hope you guys had also an excellent day. And let's just go in and let me break down the trades. So let's just get started with the recap. The market is about to close in the next minute. So it was a very, very eventful day. We had a lot of opportunities to both direction to make money, to the long, to the short. Let me go over quickly on the trades because I don't want this video to be too long. I traded 9 times today. 8 of them was a winner, 1 of them was a loser. And as I said, a lot of opportunities, and especially in the afternoon we start to regain everything what we dropped. So let's just get into it. I already marked down my trades just to make everything faster. So let's just get started. The market is just closed. Let's get to the 1 minute. Yesterday and the previous days we traded in the very, very short range, and today morning we have the CPI data came out, which had nothing new in it, everything aligned with expectation. So this was another great example how the algos basically shoot up on the pre-market, adding nearly 5 points to the pre-market. So we open high. Already we started to pull back, rejecting the 415, and we started to trend down a little bit. And as you guys know, I never trade in the beginning of the market. I try to settle, at least 10 minutes. And basically the market started to drop. I tried to enter right here for the first time. I got rejected because of my setting. It dropped so suddenly, so I couldn't readjust. I didn't get filled, and then basically from this point it was a huge drop on the market, but we cannot re-enter, right? We have to wait for our pullback. If we enter any of these drops, basically we're just hoping for the continuation, right? But we cannot place our stops reasonably anywhere. Our reasonable stuff would be up here, but it would be so wide, it would just make no sense. So the first entry, as we had our pullback and a first candle make a new low, I entered for the continuation, right? We have to wait for our pullback. Entry, exit, these three, actually I exited somewhere on the bottom part of the candle as we broke down. I'm not sure exactly where was it, so I just placed the arrow right here, but it was on the bottom part of it. And this move over here give us about 30%. The reason why I had these minus 15% mark already up, so for you guys to understand, when we're reaching our levels, we just gotta take our profit. 30%, it's an excellent profit, right? We're trading a small account, and you have to understand the concept. Right now, you're building your own confidence. You're building the account. This is not hoping for 100, 200% moves. And it's never about that. Because if that's what you're hoping for, then this game is not for you, right? Because those moves are rarely happening. Even on the market like this, when we have whipsaws like this, 100% moves are rare. It does happen, but to reach 100% move or 200% move, you can reach it with your runner, not with your actual trade. So in my book, if you reach 100% move with your trade, then basically you made a bad trade. You disobeyed your rules, which is at that time, at that case, rewarded you, right? And made a misconception in your mind as it would work all the time. And you try to chase those winners, but more often than not, that's not happening. So you're gonna get a rejection, you start to double down on a loser at the wrong spot, so you can blow up your account very, very quickly on a misconception. So these levels, just for you to see, as we move down, we took our profit 30%. As the market started to curl up, it reached your initial entry level on the underlying by price wise. But on the contract, you were upside down with 15%. So this is how contracts work. It has a time element in it, and plus it moves against you. And if you just double down because you had a rejection previously at the same level, if you add it to your trade, it was keep going, you lost a lot of money on that particular trade just because you were greedy. That's it. My next entry, I entered, we were above already VWAP. This was my only loser here. I entered as the breakout will continue, first candle make a new high, and at this point, my entry was on a green candle, but as we shoot up, I got filled, unfortunately reversed. Where is our stop? In this case, my stop was VWAP, right? We went down, never closed below it, we came back, I said okay, we're back in our trade, right? And the next candle basically went down, closed below it, and the moment I was about to exit, it moves suddenly. Look at this candle. Yesterday, the day before that, we traded in a point and a half range throughout the whole day. This one single candle from 412.94 till 412.11, which is our yesterday high on one single candle. Is not even just on a candle, it's on an instant. You blink and the market is done 1 point. And this move from here to here on my contracts is about 50%. Unfortunately, it is what it is. We have to take our losses as we take our gains. Put it behind us. Don't let rattle us, and just continue, right? So as my next trade, we don't know what's going to happen next, right? But we have our huge rejection. We back at the same level as our original drop started, right? So what did I do? As we had our move down, first candle make a new low, I entered. For a little bit, worked to my favor, then it was shooting up. Where is our stop, right? Pivot high. Did we reach it? We never did. So we stayed in the trade, and then it turned into our favor very, very nicely. Very nicely. So basically, whatever I lost on this move, we regained it here, right? Very, very nice move. And then this was our exit as we break the 411.14, and that it was our very distinguished support and resistance level from yesterday. And even when we broke below it, we tried to regain. That's where we stopped twice. We came up to the third time, right? So basically, we just have to wait and see at this point what's going to happen, right? We created a lower low, and now we just have to wait what's going to happen. If we're going to turn around, for that we have to create a lower high somewhere here, but it never happened, right? We had a little rejection, but we never entered into the territory where we can create the lower high. So as we moved higher, we created from the initial drop, right? We came all the way back up there. Now we need to think, what is this formation referencing to? Cup and handle, right? How we trade cup and handle? We came back to the drop point exactly there. We're moving lower, and as the handle curling, we enter. Where is our stop? The high of the cup. And in this case, is the same level as the yesterday high, right? So we don't know if from this point we continue lower, we continue higher. We have to exit. We have to obey our rules. We exit. We entered. I exited right at the level. We had a little continuation, but eventually we broke down. So as I exited from here, it's give us a little profit, about 10%, a little bit less than 10%. All right, beautiful trade. We created a lower high, right? Just by a little bit. So we have to see what's gonna happen. We ended up back at the same level, right? 411.14. So my initial thinking, as we were broke below and we come back, then the first candle as we make the new high, we enter to the long side. And at this point, we created our little trend line to the upward momentum. So I entered, not the short entry. Where did I exit? The 1150 of our initial drop. That was our support level. Exactly the same spot I exited. This move gave us about another 10%. Base hits, all over. That's how you make money. The right way. You can have some runners left on the trade to see how far you can go, But at this point over here, after our first move, I traded with smaller size, about a third of a size as my regular size. So it's really not much runner to left. So from this point, everything one and done. You enter, you exit. Over here, this one single move is already made my daily profit. So from this point, you just want to stay green, right? Next entry, as we broke the same level where we exited, we broke our trend line, right? We broke our trend line. We find a rejection on the 1150 as our first initial drop stopped. We find a rejection level, right? Rejected once, rejected twice, rejected the third time, and we started to move lower, breaking our trend line. I entered for another short move. Where is our exit, right? We have to see our structure. The structure is our pivot level. Another 10%. Actually, this was about 15% move. Very nice. And then again, we just have to wait and see. This move right here would have rewarded you for the wrong reasons. We broke our low, but as we talk about in the past few days, for initial breakdowns, breakouts, me personally, I just do not enter, because the market structure on a longer time frame is not there to support this move. Yes, in this particular case, it was supporting it. If you were in it, good for you, you made money, but on a bigger picture, is not really the right move for the actual breakout. You have to enter somewhere right there to follow through. So the actual breakdown is a follow through, right? Next, as we can see, there's so many lines right here, right? These on a longer time frame is a major support level. 409, 408.50, 409 is a major support level. So I was waiting particularly to come down. Our initial move didn't reach that far down, so we had to wait for the pullback, but not to the downside, to go back up, because we have a big support level. So same as up here, we're not trading breakouts, because this is exactly what happened most of the time. If you enter over here, just the same way as you entered here, look at what happened. And if you stubborn this move, erasing your account, it's blow up your account. If you put all your money into a trade and start to average down, be stubborn, exactly that's what happens. And this is exactly the reason why we're not entering for actual breakdowns. And you have to be aware all the time where is the levels, because this is a major support level. We never reached, we never retested. Let's just go to the 30 minutes. Right? This level we never retested. And even if we go back to previous days, all of our levels, even if we can see back, it's coming from there. So this a huge support level. And where did our move stop today? Exactly there. So this is the reason why I was waiting for this trade to come in. My first entry, as we broke the low, a lot of people enter to the short side, but the smart traders are entered to the long side. And I don't say I'm a smart trader, I just follow my rules, right? So exactly that's what happened. As we broke down, we didn't quite get into the zone. I was preparing to add to the move to the upside if we broke below. We never actually did. We broke our initial low, so as soon as it curled up, first candle make a high, new high, I entered into the trade, and if the trade was coming against me, I was preparing to adding to the trade. That's how convinced I was in this level. It never came, I never added, so it moved to the right direction. It's went into our favor. Where would be our exit, right? Pivot level. That's where our exit is. Exactly. This move, another 15%. Beautiful trade. And then it's just a runaway train. If you enter to the long side and stubborn, your account is blown. We broke our trend line. So from here, basically we can consider ourselves as we moving up. But this move over here, it never give us an actual entry position because it's just straight up. If we go to the 5 minutes, we can see this about 7-8 green candles. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green candles. You just do not enter when it's so straight going up or going down. And it's the same thing down here, right? It's when it was breaking down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 candles almost for a full hour. We just trending down. You know, somewhere has to get a breather. And that's what we were waiting for. But already we can consider ourselves as going up. So my next entry, it was exactly there as we were pulling back. And this was my last trade for the day. Waiting for the pullback. It's we reached the same level, 11.14. We got the rejection, but the move was so strong we were just whipping around. So as the first candle made a new high, I entered. Unfortunately, we were whipsawing down, but where did our whipsaw stop? It stopped our highly established area of yesterday lows, right? And in this case, because we came above it, we can consider as a support level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 throughout the whole after market hours acted as a very, very strong support level. We got our first move from there, right? We got our move down there, but we get 2 support previously before the breakdown. So right now we break above it, so we still can consider as a support zone, right? So it came down and exactly the same way as on the other one. First candle, make a new high, I added to the position. This is not a new position, I added to the previous one because it never broke the actual structure, right? Where would be our stop? This would be a Y stop, but it would be in this area, right? As we broke the previous lows, but we never did. As we were calling up, adding to the position, as it moved up, where is our exit? 1150. Why is 1150? Because that's again another support and resistance level to both directions. So we have to consider we coming above from the bottom up. that's gonna be our ceiling, that's gonna be our rejection level. So that's where we exit. We're not waiting for the breakthrough. Again, it went through. If you hold it a little longer, that's excellent, but for me, that's where my stop is. And just that's what I did. Very disciplined trade throughout the day. I'm very, very satisfied with the trades. And now it's just a runaway train, right? Almost we regain everything from the morning. So it's very, very interesting how this day ended. So hopefully you guys had a great day, have a lot of opportunity, and if you learn, you study, you make your lines, you follow your plan, you understand what is the trend line, where you putting the trend line, why is there, you can trade perfectly. And this is why you need to learn, study, be greater every day, and then little by little, as you build your account, you build your confidence. And when all that is aligned, then the only thing what you just need to do, you add to your trade size. You trading 10 contract, you can, when you feel confident, you raise it to 20 right away. Your profit is doubled. If you comfortable with that level, then you adding again to it, and that's how you raising your account. That's how you raising your trade. That's how you raising your profit for the day. Not to changing your plan, not to adjust your plan, not to get discouraged when you have a losing day. It has nothing to do with your plan. Most likely your emotions wasn't correct for that day. You didn't take your stop loss. You had a bigger loss than you anticipated. That's not the plan fault, right? So you cannot treat it as such. Do not change. Do not alter anything. Just continue, and your knowledge, it has to work out. So let's leave this for the final word, and see you guys tomorrow with another recap.